Welcome to the Joy School Podcast. Real talk about what it takes to create your happiest, healthiest, and most dynamic life. And now, here's your host, transformational life coach, happiness strategist, and best-selling author, Kristi Ling Spencer.
Well, hey there, friends. I am so happy to be back with you for another episode of the show. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you've been enjoying this season. We've got a couple more episodes to go. And I am so excited for today's topic. So I feel like, and this is the feedback I'm getting, that peace and protecting our energy is so important to so many of us right now. With everything going on in the world and with how busy this year's been, a lot of people playing catch up with their businesses and their lives and all the things, right? And everything happening in the world. As I mentioned, many of us are feeling kind of drained and like we're just craving peace and we want to protect our energy, right? And I feel like going into the holiday season, that is going to be a big priority for many people. And so I thought I would cover 4 of my favorite, most powerful ways to protect our energy and our peace. And not just for the holiday season, but we're going to make this sort of holiday centric, but really any time. So if you're listening to this episode and it happens to be after the holiday season, or any time of year, these are still going to apply. But the holiday season, being a time of joy and friends and family and simple pleasures, it can also be a time of overwhelm, stress, triggers, and never-ending to-do lists. Can you relate? It's a time to step up prioritizing protection of our energy and peace. And I feel like getting in the habit of kind of protecting those things often can help us in so many ways, not just to be happier and more joyful, but protect our nervous system and our brain and reduce anxiety, right? And all kinds of positive things just by focusing on some positive habits to help protect our peace and our energy. And what's great about this is that we have so much power over how we create and experience not just the holiday season, but any season of our lives. If we set our intentions and boundaries in advance and then stick to them as best we can. Now, that's the hard part, and it does take practice and creating some new habits, but it is totally worth it. So to get us all started, I wanted to share 4 of my favorites here. And these are ways to create more joy, feel better, feel the way we want to feel more often, and help protect our personal energy and peace during the holidays and beyond. So the first one is, and I talk about this on the show quite often, but it really does relate back to protecting our peace and our energy, right? And that is to prioritize your rest and self-care with next level intention and purpose. So we all know that if we're really doing our best practice of creating our most joyful and best life, that we are putting our self-care at the top of our priority list, but this doesn't always happen. And that's okay. That's part of life. We don't have to be perfect at it. But keeping it front of mind during the holiday season is especially important. And that's why I say with next level intention and purpose. And really for anything that you want to do on a higher level, going into it with next level intention and purpose really creates a great foundation for making things happen and moving the needle. So we should always be prioritizing our self-care if we're on a path for creating our best life and becoming the best version of ourselves, right? But the holidays can throw our regular habits and routines way off track. Now, I don't know about you, but I can get distracted by to-do lists and shopping and gifts I need to buy and parties I'm invited to and just so many things on top of my regular responsibilities and my business and everything else and the coaching that I do. There's a lot. So creating a clear plan for ourselves this season on what we want the season to look like, how we want to feel, and then planning our days around those things makes a big difference. Again, it comes back to that tremendous intention and purpose behind our self-care. And part of that is also saying no to obligations and events that are not an absolute yes in your soul. So we're so tempted in the holidays to say yes to every party and yes to every invitation, but we end up wearing ourselves out. So try to resist the temptation to say yes to every invite and overschedule yourself with things, right? A good way to do that is whenever you receive an invite for anything or somebody asking you to participate in something, or can you volunteer for this or that, take a pause, take a moment and ask yourself, does this align with the open space I want to keep in my schedule? Does this align with my self-care? And is my soul telling me yes or no to this? And then base your answer on that. It's a great way to approach things and really can help you be true to yourself, not just during the holidays, but year round. And don't apologize for taking time out to rest, relax, and recharge. That's really what this season should be all about. Quiet time with our friends and family, quiet time alone, time by the fire or the holiday tree or whatever feeds your soul, right? But if your soul is tired, you can't shine and be the best version of you. And you and the people you love deserve that version of you, right? So prioritizing your needs is the best way to show up as that person more of the time who is full of great energy, love, light, and joy. And the world needs that from you. The world needs all of us to show up with joy and light and kindness and love and enthusiasm, right? But in order to do that, we have to rest and put our self-care at the top of our list. So that's number one for the season. Number two, and this is such a good one, choose a small talk only approach with difficult people. So this is a season when we're attending lots of gatherings, parties, work parties, holiday parties of friends, family gatherings, and we really know sometimes when we're going to these things that, oh my gosh, that person is going to be there and they're negative or they're draining or they're energy vampire. And really, if we just go in with the mindset of small talk only with people that we know are argumentative or negative or draining, and just keep it light and keep it short, and then move on to spend more time at that party or event with people that you know are calm for you and bring you peace and happiness. People who are full of that love and light we were just talking about, right? So choose a small talk only approach with difficult people. And the other thing you can do in this scenario is really take some time to examine your own triggers. So a strategy here, in addition to sticking with the small talk, is to recognize that when you might actually be triggered by somebody, when it's not actually what they're saying or doing that's upsetting to you. This can be an opportunity for healing. This can be an opportunity, really, if you just take that step to realize, oh, this is my stuff. This isn't that person. Not only is this great for healing, but you can avoid conflicts, right? Because you can just choose the mantra, I choose peace. I choose peace. I feel triggered right now, but I choose peace. If you're tempted to react harshly when you do feel triggered, and the holidays can be a triggering time for so many, especially with family. But take a look at why those triggers occur. And is it your own unhealed stuff, right? Because when you realize that and you realize it's not actually the other person, that's a great thing. It can change the way you see that person, but it also changes the way you see the situation, and you can begin working on that. Sometimes with me, I will feel triggered and I'm like, oh, I feel triggered right now. Why is this? And when I look at it, I'm like, oh, I see where that came from. And it had really nothing to do with what that person said. And then I sometimes even laugh at myself like, silly me. Wow, I didn't even know it was affecting me in that way. And then I do a little bit of self-work around that. And it feels great. So these are two of the things you can do in a situation when you're at gatherings with friends, family, coworkers, whatever it may be. Choose small talk only with difficult people, because we know who those difficult people are. And know that when we feel triggered, or when certain people trigger us, to really take a minute to step back and look at that trigger. Why am I triggered right now? Is it really something that person did or said? And sometimes it is. Sometimes people say awful things, right? But when you take a minute to really look at it, then you can create a little foundation for yourself on how to move forward with that. All right. Number 3. This is a good one. Another good one. Oh, I'm loving this episode. Try choosing low alcohol cocktails or fancy mocktails. So for people who do consume alcohol, and I do on occasion, I've cut back drastically in the last couple of years though, the holidays can be a time of too much. And maybe a little regret, huh? But the truth is that in excess, alcohol is a downer. It's actually a depressant. It can drain you of energy. It can cause brain fog, dreaded hangovers. It can affect your sleep. And it has a long list of not so great negative health effects. So especially during the holiday time, cutting back can really help you protect your energy and your mind, right? Because you're reducing your brain fog and you're feeling better more of the time. I can't tell you what a positive difference cutting back on alcohol has made in my life. And really, I was never much of an over drinker. I was never much of a drinker at a high level ever, but I just decided that even 2 drinks wasn't really serving me, out to dinner. I could still feel it the next day, especially if I've gotten older, and I just didn't feel the need for it. And so I looked at ways to cut back. I still enjoy a craft cocktail or a glass of bubbly now and then, but a couple of the ways that I have successfully cut back without really feel like I'm sacrificing, right, is at gatherings or parties. First of all, I love the rise and the popularity of low and no alcohol cocktails. There are so many great recipes online now, and they're beautiful, some of them. And if you're at an event with a bar and there's a bartender, you can actually order yours that way. So mocktails are great, and just learn a couple of simple recipes. I mean, probably the most basic simple one is just sparkling mineral water with a squeeze of lime in a pretty glass, right? But there are some a little bit fancier. You can find the recipes online, as I said, but another easy one if you're at a party, someone else's party, is to do spritzers with half and half. So you can take a wine glass and do half wine or half champagne or half sparkling wine, and then half sparkling mineral water or just regular sparkling water. And it tastes very similar. It's festive and bubbly, but yet it's more hydrating, and you're only getting half or even less. Sometimes I'll do 1/3 of a glass of, let's say, a Pinot Grigio, and then 2/3 of the glass as the sparkling water. Or you can do a mimosa this way. You can just do a splash of sparkling wine and then like 2/3 sparkling water and a splash of whatever your favorite juice is. So this is a great way to cut back. Another low alcohol cocktail I love, and then I'll share another mocktail with you, is a low alcohol Aperol Spritz. So I love me an Aperol Spritz, and they are so festive and beautiful during the holidays. If you don't know what one looks like, just Google Aperol Spritz. It's spelled APEROL, and it's an aperitif, like an orange flavored aperitif. And an Aperol Spritz is a beautiful drink. And if you sip it, it'll last you a while. So what I love to do is take that concept and I just reduce the amount of Aperol and sparkling wine in it, and I add more sparkling water. So a traditional Aperol Spritz is Aperol, Prosecco, and sparkling mineral water, sometimes an orange flavored sparkling mineral water, and usually more of the Aperol and more of the bubbly, right? But in my version, I do 2 ounces sparkling wine or Prosecco, a 1/2 ounce of Aperol, and 4 ounces of sparkling mineral water. So it's almost like an Aperol spritzer, if that makes sense. And I throw in an orange slice. It's a gorgeous drink, and probably about 3 of these equals 1 drink. It's pretty great. So if you want to make like a virgin or a no alcohol edition of that, you can just use sparkling like an orange flavored sparkling water and squeeze an orange slice into it and go from there in a beautiful glass. And that's a really good little mocktail version. But so there are some ideas for you on cutting back. I will also say that when I made this change a couple of years ago, I did it as part of a whole health mission that I was on. And I was also trying to drop some weight, to shed some extra weight that I had gained over the pandemic and just through getting older, right? And hormones. And without too much effort, I lost 20 pounds. And it was a beautiful thing. Now, it took a few months to do that, but I really believe that the number one reason for that, in addition to stepping up exercise a little more and walking more and cutting back on a few things in my diet, the number one thing I think really helped me was cutting back on the alcohol. So these are ways, a few fun ideas that you can resist that temptation over the holidays and still enjoy your festivities. All right. Number 4, and this is another great one, focus your energies and intentions on planning for the new year ahead. So one of my favorite feelings is the excitement and possibility that comes with fresh starts. And the New Year's one of the biggest. I always love it. In fact, New Year's Day might be my favorite holiday just because it feels so peaceful and it feels like a fresh start and all of the possibility ahead just feels so beautiful. It's just great energy. So I love journaling, writing down goals and dreams, creating action plans for the coming year and everything that I want to create in it. And I keep a paper calendar and planner, and I love filling those things in advance with all the things that I'm looking forward to in the year coming up. So this is a great little retreat that you can create for yourself over the holiday season. And it does kind of tie in with number 1, which was amping up your self-care on a new level, right? Planning for your year ahead feels great. It's peaceful. It will help you feel more organized and therefore more calm and protecting your peace and energy. And also, this is a great practice too, because it really can help you work through and get clear on what you want in the months and the year to come, right? And there really isn't much that feels better than that. So looking forward to writing down your goals and really all the ways to level up your life. Such a great thing to do. And like I said, I love a paper planner. Electronic is great, but there is something very cathartic and mindful about writing it down also. Now, I do keep a Google Calendar where I put my meetings and Zoom calls and things, but I've got my paper calendar that is always on my desk and I love it. And I have to admit too, I'm one of those people that puts little stickers for the season and I use colored pencils and all the goodies in there. And it just makes it a little more fun and joyful. And I find mine on Amazon. So in fact, I've got an Amazon store and I will link to that on my blog in the holiday gift guide, but you can jump into my Amazon store and you will actually find my exact planner that I'm using for 2024. So if you go to KristiLingSpencer.com and check the blog post there with the holiday gift guide, you will be able to jump in there and see my planner and find one similar if that interests you. All right. So all of this, by the way, leads me to sharing with you that I'm super excited to announce that after hearing about it for a long time and after months of work on my end, my signature coaching community, the Joy School, is now officially open. So you all, I can't tell you how beautiful this is inside. I am so excited with how it's come together. I had originally wanted to launch this earlier in the year, but I really wanted to take the time to make this experience so special for the members, so packed with great content, so easy to navigate, and just full of love and support for your life. And I also wanted to create a sense of community. So I built more aspects into the program to connect you with other members who are growth-minded and excited about all of the things as well. It is so fantastic, unique, and special. It is like a gym membership for the soul. It's packed with video workshops. There's a fresh new class on a new topic every single month, a new live coaching call every single month, and bonus audios, bonus classes, and all kinds of downloadable workbooks and worksheets. I actually like to call them inspiration sheets because when they're fun and inspiring, they don't really feel like work, right? And there are so many great ones inside this program. Now, something to keep in mind that really motivated me years ago is Warren Buffett said, invest in yourself as much as you can. You are your own biggest asset by far. When I heard that back in the day, that resonated with me so much. It is so true that the best investment we can make is in ourselves. And when I really got this and I started investing more in myself, and by the way, less in stuff that I didn't really need, right? Because I realized how much money I was wasting on just stuff I didn't need. And when I reallocated that toward programs and books to help me grow and things to help me create my life and my own self-care, it was a game changer for me. And this program will help guide you to do that. It is so worth the investment. It is the very best holiday gift you could give yourself. And I am so looking forward to meeting so many of you inside. Our theme for this month is elevating your energy. And we're going to touch on and go even deeper into some of the things we talked about in today's episode. And we've got fantastic stuff coming up in December and January. We're going to do a whole month on creating your very best year ever in 2024. It's going to have lots of bonuses. And when you join, okay, and this was important to me, you all, there is a bundle of bonus gifts you're going to get that I'm going to send you in the actual snail mail. Right? We spend so much time on screens and with intangibles these days, and things coming in the mail that we can actually hold in our hands is kind of a lost art. And so I wanted to put together a bundle of bonus gifts for our members that are physical gifts that will support you in this journey. And it includes a signed copy of my book, Operation Happiness, which is sold out. And I am also looking at a paperback for that next year, everyone. So heads up for that. But a signed copy of my book, a gorgeous bookmark that matches the school, a journal, a rose quartz crystal, and some other goodies are going to come to you as a bonus. So go to jointhejoyschool.com. You can read all about it there. You can see a video I created for you that talks all about the program and how it will help you elevate your happiness and your joy and your peace and reach your goals in 2024. Please check it out. And I hope that it resonates with you. It really is gorgeous. And I'm so proud of how it's come together. That's at jointhejoyschool.com. You can also find the link over on my website, KristiLinkSpencer.com, where I've got some other goodies for you there as well. All right, this brings us to the section of the show called the Joy School Habits. And this is the part of the show where I like to share a small habit or shift you can make that will have a big payoff. So for this week's Joy School Habit, I would love for you to get in the habit of texting someone close to you on a regular basis, whether it's your partner, your best friend, your spouse, your mom, whoever that person is, texting them on a regular basis things that you love about them and appreciate about them. Because this will not only bring you closer and also bring more positive energy to your phone, right? Which is so overloaded with a bunch of other stuff. But it will also lift you up. There are even studies that show that when we share kind words, whether it's via writing or verbally with other people, that it makes us feel good too, that both people involved benefit emotionally and in their happiness. So think about who are maybe one or two or three people that you can get in the habit of a couple of times a week, just texting saying, I love you, hope you have a beautiful day. Or just saying, I really appreciated yesterday morning when you made my coffee. I was so tired and you made me smile. Or just anything small and positive that you can text. You will be surprised what a difference this will make. And it takes 30 seconds to send that text. So I like to call my husband my coffee hero. So sometimes I'll shoot him a text and say, you're my coffee hero. Thank you. Because he makes my coffee so much in the morning. But just positive, loving things, infusing that energy into your texts, infusing that energy, sending that text of love and appreciation for no reason to people close to you in your life. It is such a mood elevator for everybody. All right. If you enjoyed this episode, I would be so grateful if you would leave a review over on Apple Podcasts. I can't share with you enough how much this helps the show and helps other people who might enjoy it find it and discover it and be able to follow. And be sure to connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. I have fabulous communities there, beautiful people. And I invite you again to my website, KristiLingSpencer.com, where you can get access to my free video masterclass, 11 Habits of the Happiest People. And you can find links there to the Joy School. The doors are now open for a limited time. So jump over there and invest in yourself. I would love to see you there. I believe in this program so much. Every game-changing shift and habit and framework I have learned to change my life, and everything I put into Operation Happiness and more will be in this program. So much of it is science-backed, and there's so many little nuggets in there that when you learn them are just these huge aha shifts. So I can't wait to see you all there. Sending you so much love. And until next time, remember, you've got what it takes to create more amazing days. And more amazing days make up a pretty amazing life. Have a fantastic week, my beautiful friends. Happy holidays, and I will see you soon. Cheers.